Hey guys, Pedro here. Just got home from Paradise Lost. They were in Toronto tonight. They're touring North America right now with the Atlas Moth and Soul Saphir, and this is their 30th anniversary tour. I was really excited, really looking forward to seeing Paradise Lost live. I've never seen them live, and considering this is their 30th anniversary tour, I was even more excited to see them. I think it's been about 13, 14, maybe even longer years since they've been to North America, so it's been a long time. I really didn't want to miss the opportunity to see them live. They were playing at the Opera House, one of my favorite venues in the city of Toronto. I'm going to be there in a couple of days to see Wintersun. This is one of my favorite places to go. I really enjoy it. I really have fun going to this venue, so I was really looking forward to it. This is Thanksgiving weekend, a long weekend because it's a holiday, a long weekend for us here in Canada. So there was not a lot of people at the venue, not as many people as I would hope, but I think a lot of it had to do with being a long weekend, being a holiday, being Thanksgiving. People are with their families. Not a lot of people could take time to really go to a concert, so I think the attendance suffered a little bit by the fact that it's a holiday, so it was lacking a little bit. I mean, it was a nice packed house, but it was not sold out, not nearly close to being a sold out crowd, but it was a nice venue, nice house, but I think there was a lot of people missing there, and one of the reasons is the simple fact that this is a long weekend holiday, Thanksgiving. Now, as far as the bands are concerned, first band, the Atlas Moth. I've never heard of the two bands opening for Paradise Lost on this tour. So to me, I was going in open-minded, expecting to be surprised. Atlas Moth, they're from Chicago. Cool band, not my cup of tea. Not to say that they're not a good band. It's just their sound is not necessarily something that I enjoy. They had a really short set anyways. They played like 5 songs, 6 songs at the most. Cool. They look like a cool bunch of guys, but just their sound. Actually, their sound. This is the key thing. Their sound was actually not bad. I was just not a big fan of the vocalist. So let's put it that way. I enjoy their sound. I almost wish they even had a vocalist. It would have made it a lot better. Their drummer was really good. So I really enjoy their sound. I just wasn't a big fan of their vocalist or of his style of vocals. But they had a really short set. Then Soul Saphir came in. I had never heard of these guys, so I actually went on Metal Encyclopedia as I was on the show to see who are this band. They're from Iceland. They're from Reykjavik. Like, I had no idea that who they were and where they're from. I was amazed because as I see them, sound checking, they all dressed like cowboys, like cowboy boots, tight pants, cowboy hats, like. Well, not all of them, but most of them. And I was like, oh, where are these guys from? Like, what kind of music do these guys play? Like, it seems so out of sorts. So I checked. They're from Iceland, Reykjavik. And it said that they were black metal. Now they're post-metal rock, whatever that means. So I was really interested to see what their sound was going to be like. How are these guys going to sound like? I was actually pleasantly surprised. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Maybe this is not a nice thing to say, but I was expecting it to be horrendous, and it wasn't. It was actually a lot better. It was very atmospheric. So let's say it that way. It really has a nice. Their music has a nice little aura to it. There's a very doom and gloom vibe to their music, so it fits really well opening for Paradise Lost from that perspective. But their music was very. It really it's so hard to explain because it has a lot of atmosphere to it, but it had some black metal elements to it as well. But it had so many different. It was such. It was such a, how can I say this? It was just a real mixture of different styles, different sounds of rock and metal all put together into this band. I like their stage presence, especially their vocalist. I really enjoyed seeing him play guitar and hearing him singing. He was a really great frontman. He had a lot of stage presence. I really enjoy that. Their music, like I said, very atmospheric, if you will, with still a little touches of black metal in it. it was very different. I don't think I've ever heard a band like that, at least not live. I've never seen a band like that live. Very unique in the way they play live, very unique in the way they interact with the audience. The singer actually came down from the stage into the audience, and he was singing while dancing with a girl in the audience, like really strange. Like there was a lot of strangeness to it, but at the same time, that strangeness became different. It was unique. That kind of gave a completely new look at how their music sounded and how their set went. Like there was a lot of cool elements to it. I honestly walked away really intrigued. I want to listen to a lot of their stuff, but I need to listen to it now outside of that live setting. I really need to listen. I really want to listen to some of their earlier stuff, the more black metal stuff, but then I want to listen to some of their newer stuff because I was really intrigued by their sound, and I really want to see how their sound sounds like in a studio setting versus the live setting. I really want. I need something to compare it with. But let's put it this way: I left intrigued by their sound. You know, completely surprised by these guys, and really good stage presence. Like I said, really good show. I enjoyed it, and I left intrigued. Like when you go in not knowing a band and you leave intrigued by them, willing to search for more of their stuff and listen to their stuff, I think they've done their job. Now, Paradise Lost, they come on, obviously headliners. They played 16 songs, if I'm not mistaken. There were 3 on the Encore. They played 16 songs total. They really played... I would say there's 2 songs. I was not expecting them to play Eternal. That's one of my favorite songs from Paradise Lost. I was not expecting them to play Eternal. They don't play Eternal that much live, at least not in recent years. They don't. But there was one song missing from their set list, True Belief, another one of my really favorite songs from them. I was kind of disappointed that they didn't play that song, because that's, if I gotta pick top 5 Paradise Lost songs, that song is for sure in my top 5 list. They didn't play that, but besides those 2, they played basically their greatest hits. They really did. They really span the whole their whole repertoire, if you will. They really played things from their older albums, from their more recent album Medusa. They just went like all over the place. They really played their greatest hits, if you will. They really almost didn't leave any stone unturned. I was really close. Like there was no security, so there was no railing, so I was right against the stage. I really enjoyed being that close. I really feel that when you go to one of these small venues, if you're far away, your enjoyment of the show is completely different than when you're that close. When you're that close, you feel almost as one with the band. It's very intimate. It's very interactive. You really feel that close, and you really feel a connection to the band. It was my first time seeing Paradise Lost live, so I wanted to soak in every single second, every single minute of it. So I was right against the stage, really close to them. I was able to pay attention to the solos, pay attention to the guitar riffs, the singing, the bass. The bass in As I Die, absolutely tremendous. That to me was one of the highlights. As I Die was one of the highlights, especially that bass. I'm a huge fan of the bass. I really like how much their bass comes through live. In this venue, you could really hear the bass. Like, it was so cool. I'm a big fan of bass, and I'm a big fan of metal bands that really use the bass and bring it to the forefront of their music. And at this venue, it was really in the forefront. You could really, if you paid attention, you could really hear the bass line. You could really hear it, and it was really cool. Drummer, incredible. It was such an amazing show. I will say one thing: they don't take a lot of time to interact with the audience. A few times they'll say a couple of words to the audience, but not much. It's pretty much bang, 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 one song after the other. They went on around 10:15. They were done by 11:30. So they played just a shy over an hour, just a little bit over an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes at the most. And that's because it was just one song after another, one song after another, barely any time to talk to the audience. It was just, it felt like the songs were coming fast and furious, just one after another. So that made the set feel a lot shorter because there was no time, there was no breaks, and it was just like one bang, 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 one after the other. But at the same time, it made it for a very fluid show. I really enjoy their concert. I really enjoy them live. Like, their guitar player, both guitar players are absolutely epic. They're like a show on their own. If you're close enough to watch them and see them play, they're incredible. It was really a lot of fun to see them play live. But the whole band live, there's so much charisma to them. They have such stage awareness. So it was really a treat. I've been a fan of Paradise Lost for a long time, so I was really looking forward to seeing them live. Finally, so many years listening to Paradise Lost. Finally, I got to see them live on their 30th anniversary tour. It was a treat. I really enjoyed it. I honestly have to say, if they're coming to a town nearby, I really think everyone should consider checking these guys out. They don't tour in North America that often, so you really don't want to miss a chance to miss this tour and then not be able to catch them for I don't know how many years. So I highly recommend catching them on this tour, because you just never know when is going to be the next time you're going to be able to see Paradise Lost live in North America. It was a really good show. Like I said, just about an hour and 20 minutes, but an hour and 20 minutes packed with 16 of their greatest hits. Really, their greatest hits. What a blast. Like I said, if I could add one song to those 16, it would have been True Belief. I really think that song belongs on that set list. Unfortunately, it's not on that set list, but besides that, incredible show. I had a great time. Walk away with a couple of shirts, autographed CD. What else could I ask for? It was a great evening. I went alone because it was 19 and over. Antonio couldn't go. He was dying to go. He really wanted to go see Paradise Lost. That's perhaps one of the few bands that we've done on Throwback Thursdays that he's grown to love. So he was really sad that he couldn't go, but I picked him up a shirt. So that's why I went by myself. But I had a great evening. It was a great night. Anytime you go to a metal show is always a great evening. So this was no different. All right, guys, this is it. Like I said, if they come to a town nearby in this North American tour, don't miss it. They don't come to North America that often. It's a really solid set. I'm going to put the set list on the description of the video so you guys can see all the songs that they played. You don't want to miss it. And also, you really want to check Soul Saphir if you're not familiar with those guys. Live, I mean, it was a very interesting set, I'll put it that way. Like I said, I left walking away wanting to check their studio stuff, because it really left me wondering how their sound is like on a studio setting versus the live setting. So check these guys out. You don't want to miss that. Take care. I'll see you guys on another video. See ya.